All right, so today we're diving deep into a story that, well, honestly, it's one of those that really makes you think about what humans can endure.
I know exactly what you mean, some of these survival stories.
Exactly. And this one, it's about a 20-year-old hiker, Sam Benastick, who got lost in, get this, Redfern Kiley Park. That's in British Columbia, Canada.
Oh, wow, yeah, I've heard of that park. It's pretty remote, right?
Remote doesn't even begin to describe it. Think
Really?
freezing temps, rugged terrain. And this guy was out there for, get this, over 5 weeks.
5 weeks? Oh, man.
Lost. Completely lost. They actually called off the search.
I can't even imagine what happened.
Well, that's the thing. Get this. They found him alive. So now the question is, how on earth did he survive that?
That's incredible. Okay, I'm hooked. Tell me more about Redfern Kiley. Just how wild are we talking?
Okay, so picture this. It's not just some nice little forest. We're talking low-lying hills, then bam, steep alpine cliffs.
Whoa, that's a mix.
Yeah, and then throw in some glaciated terrain. I mean, come on, glaciers. You're talking hidden crevasses, the weather changing in an instant. That's not a place you want to be lost.
Absolutely not. And 5 weeks. This is serious stuff. So where was he last seen?
So last anyone saw him, he was at the trailhead for Redfern Lake. It's like the biggest lake in the park.
Yeah.
He was on, get this, a red dirt bike. A red dirt bike.
So this wasn't a quick hike gone wrong. He was out there for a while.
10 days was the plan. A 10-day adventure.
10 days in that terrain. That takes some serious planning.
Yeah, he definitely had some camping gear. But, I mean, come on. Nothing that would last him 5 weeks in those conditions. So you want to talk about the search and rescue. That was massive.
Lay it on me. What all did they do to try to find this guy?
So you had multiple rescue teams, obviously. But also, they brought in the Canadian Rangers. Ever heard of them?
Yeah, I think so. Aren't they like part of the Canadian military or something?
Exactly. They specialize in, like, remote area patrols. Plus, he's in the RCMP, the family, tons of friends. I mean, everyone was out there.
Wow, weeks of searching. Must have been rough, especially as time went on.
Oh, it was brutal. Weeks turned into, well, over a month. Temps plummeted, like I said, down to negative 20 Celsius.
Negative 20 Celsius. That's 104 Fahrenheit.
Yeah. Hope was fading fast. But you know what? While everyone was searching, this guy, Sam, he wasn't just sitting around.
What do you mean? What was he doing out there all alone?
Okay, so get this. First couple days, he stayed in his car. Classic survival advice, right? Stay with your vehicle.
Yeah, makes sense. Visibility, shelter.
Right. But then he decides, nope, not good enough. Moves to a creek for shelter. Then he builds an even more permanent camp, like in a dried-out creek bed.
He built a camp. Wow, that's pretty impressive. Resourceful, thinking on his feet, adapting to the environment.
Exactly. Not just passively waiting. He's making things happen. And remember, this is with, like, a tarp, a backpack, and some basic gear.
Yeah.
Oh, that they said he wrapped a sleeping bag around his legs for warmth.
Ugh, I can just imagine how cold it was. That's rough. Finding clean water out there, that's got to be a top priority.
Yeah, totally. Melting snow, finding a spring, maybe a stream that wasn't totally frozen.
And then, of course, there's food. How do you survive for weeks in a place like that? Was he foraging? Did he know anything about what plants he could eat?
These are exactly the questions the search and rescue teams want to ask him.
So they found him. How?
Okay, so this is almost too perfect. 2 people, just regular folks, heading out to the same Redfern Lake Trail for work.
No way.
They spot him. Just pure luck, right place, right time. They recognize him from the missing posters and boom, call the authorities.
What a moment that must have been. I bet the rescuers were just floored.
Oh, totally. I mean, they're thinking the worst and then bam, he's alive. They said he was in rough shape, nearly collapsed when they put him in the ambulance, but alive.
Wow. Just wow. I bet they're going to want to talk to him, figure out how he did it.
Right. It makes you think, what would you do? Lost like that. Temperatures dropping, supplies running out. Stay put. Try to find your way out.
Yeah. It really highlights the importance of wilderness preparedness. Knowing how to build a fire, how to find or build a decent shelter, how to signal for help.
And knowing what to eat, that's huge.
Absolutely. Sam's story, it's a reminder that you can never be too prepared. Knowledge is power in those situations.
Couldn't agree more. But, beyond the practical stuff, this story, it just shows the power of the human spirit,
Yeah.
The will to survive, to adapt, to keep going even when it seems impossible.
I mean, think about what the search manager said. He's eager to hear from Sam, to learn from his experience. Every story like this can help make future rescues more effective, improve safety guidelines.
And maybe even teach us all something about facing our own challenges in everyday life.
Right. There's a lot we can learn from Sam's story.
Absolutely. Resilience, resourcefulness,
Mm,
and a little bit of luck never hurts.
no kidding.